me harder. Chacha know we have to run up this water. That diet, dog out to daughter. When we come down, all of the black, we say some rally back at some and some. We are road boy out and we not let me glam. Some rally back at some and some. When they kill it at the place and the place of the black out. We them there when Kingston run hard. When we look in the food for we pot. Kingston with there when myself get shot. Kingston with there when Kappa get shot. Kingston with there when a bird get shot. Kingston with there when a cow get shot. And when they lick down flat. Planty mark and lick down flat. Don't go on Spangler, you want this harder. And we come down and them did harder. And the river down and them run harder. Fire out.
Baby got a moment on town. Strictly bitch, you don't play around. Never much wild, can't play right now. Even play one day, each and every day. Play away, I can't get out of my mind. Think about the girl all the time. Each side of the she got chicks in the ass, stacking up the dance, back when it comes to the gas. I don't mean to have it, when she's in the bag. Baby, you're perfect, I wanna fit in, I gotta get down so I like the way you work it, no diggity. I like the way you work it, no diggity. I like the way you work it, no diggity. I like the way you work it, no diggity. She's in my style. She knows by the pound. Baby, I'm like, wow. Baby, don't keep on fire. But you never know. Let me tell you how it goes. The world is the world. It comes so quick when you love. Going to the back, man. Don't even know how to ask it. You got to play the play. Just to show you that you want to play. I like the way you work it. I play every day. Don't know about love, baby, it's time. Baby, I get you in my ride. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I like the way you work
One time for the DJ, one time. Yo, this has to be the best block party in America right now. And we go by World Town. World Town. Can I hear you say World Town? World Town? Is that working yet? Hey!
All the shawty's in the club, let me see your chest. Back it up, drop it down, let me see your chest. Get close, work, let me see your chest. Push it up, let me see your chest. Wobble, baby, 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 wobble, I'm taking it just like Kanye, man. I'm slipping the city like Tokyo. Haters blow in the face like Kanye. I'm making the cake, so let's bang, yeah. I'm taking the game's mine. Yeah, I witnessed the change, it's my time. Yeah, I'm new to the game, but y'all might wanna say you act raps, they like say the time. I can dance on it, I don't choose it. Y'all looking at something like a shooter. A girl talking at a man that can dance like a possibly get down with the tools, man. Now, ladies, let me see it vibrate. And when it's over, you ain't gonna need your bird. I'm a pro, make you bend your back low, and the pound of real things, and like the perfect big girl, make it back, get up. Make it back, get up. Big girl, make it back, get up. 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 Big girl, make it back, get up. Make it back, get up. Get up.
Got somebody, she's a beauty, very special, really and truly. Take good care of me, it's her duty. Walking right by my side, night and day. Oh, let it go, no, because you are my lady. And I'm with you, it's all about. Girl, I'm so happy, lady. Oh, let it go, no, holding back, and I'm with you, it's all about. They say good things, but I'm optimistic. I'm being afraid. Go out and you cry, I do it. Keisha, that was my day. Oh, let it go, no, broken heart. Because you are my lady. When I'm with you, it's all about. Girl, I'm so happy. No holding back, oh yeah. And I'm with you, it's all about you. Really appreciate you, loving. That's all that we did. Really appreciate you, loving.
Every vote, count every vote, count every vote, count every. Now you say, yeah. That's real good. A little louder, say, hey, ho, hey, a little louder. Say it again. I said, say it again. I said, say it again. Hey, hey. I hope you had a good time. I want y'all to understand that this is what democracy looks like. Every single person out here is beautiful. Your energy is righteous, and you're on the freedom side. I got some good news for you. The freedom side is the winning side. I said the freedom side is the winning side. So many of us out here tonight. Count every vote. Say it. 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 Count every vote, say it. Count every vote, say it. Little louder, louder. Little louder, louder. Listen, listen, listen.
It was like a car accident or something happened. He was walking. Like literally crossing the street. He was like I think I'm here. How's the principal and Kelly Ostner. I don't know.
Yo, for too long, people keep talking about Black Lives Mattering, but the black men who are in these communities are never in these conversations. That's why we showed up. This ain't no damn party. This is our life. This is our plight. This is our fight. We ain't gonna keep waiting, so we keep losing our own for us to be represented. Y'all, we need y'all to understand that even as the presidents change, we need to be a part of that agenda. We are the agenda. It's our city. This our street. These are our towns. These are our hoods. We gotta stop playing about the plight of black brothers that are out here right now. Ain't no damn room going on. We got our own money. We educators, we leaders, we pastors, we fathers, we husbands, and we grown men. And we ain't playing. We don't give a damn who come in the city, but we gonna hold our city down. That's what we doing. We are the agenda. My homie said, put some respect on black men's names. Listen, y'all, we are partying for 12 hours straight. Y'all make some noise. We want to be known. A couple of things I want to say before we let y'all go tonight. Y'all have been beautiful. Y'all see these beautiful black folks up here. You heard them loud and clear. You want to make sure in the same way that they rolled up deep, when you roll out, don't roll out by yourself. Protect yourself. Don't go by yourself. Get you a partner. Get you a comrade. Get you somebody to walk with you to your car, to your house. Make sure you're looking over your shoulder. All right? Make these brothers right here roll with you too. If you need somebody to walk with you, these brothers are willing to roll with you. Secondly, bring all the art that you're leaving behind. We don't want to make a mess. We don't want to leave our trash in the streets. There's trash cans on the corner. We're going to take care of our streets. We're going to take care of our city. So all your trash, bring all your posters and put them over here to the side. All right? Right here to the left of me where the DJ booth is. Put them right here up against the window, and we'll take care of that. Also, look out for tomorrow. If you want to keep the party going, same bat time, same bat location. Roll back through here around 10:30 in the morning, and you're going to get a little bit more party, have a little bit more fun, and we're going to keep this thing rolling till every vote is counted. Somebody say, count every vote. Count every vote. Shut. 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 Y'all follow, look at hashtag. And you'll get plugged in. Y'all have a beautiful, have a great night.
Bro, she's tweaking.
I don't have a problem with your head, you. This is my city. Wait. Peace and love. This is the city of brotherly love. Shut up.
I don't need you to
How much are you paying? What's this called? What is it called? Black man, stay organized. That's our thing. Everybody, black man, fist up. Black man, fist up. Black man, fist up. Right on me. This is our city. 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 Count every vote. 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 This is our city. This is our city. Dead men don't vote. 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 And when they go through, this is still going to be our city.
Are you drunk?
Hey, you want gas? Hey, you want gas?
Highly medicated, minimum.
This is the Donald Trump representative.
How much they pay you? I'm a patient. I'm a son, so it's a kid. God, here it
Stay grounded!
Hey, listen, ain't no actors out here, because this is our city. Hey, this is our city. 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 We ain't proud to be poetry, no myth.
Clearly is.
And we're not here for photo ops. We're not here for photo ops. Listen, this is our city. We got over 400 homicides. And when you leave here today, we still gonna be here because this is our city. I said this is our city. 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 Black men matter. Black men matter. Black men matter. Black men matter. Black men do matter. Black men matter. You matter. You believe in the false narrative. We never said black lives don't matter. You all said it. We love all races. Black lives do matter. We know that. We don't need to be educated on that. The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
You know what? We don't even have to.
2020, ready to go.
Over though, it's not.
Dead men don't vote! 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 足りない時なんだよ、ボードが起こるのは。彼らは、ここは愛と平和の街だ。Every liberal, every progressive movement to acknowledge us every day of the week because this is our city. This is our city. This is our city. This is our city. We're taking it back. We're taking it back. We're taking it back. We're taking it back. Because this is our city. This is our city. This is our city. This is our city. Now count every vote. Now count every vote. Let's count every vote. Now count every vote. Give yourself a round of applause.
Hey, T.
Look out to the front. Stay tight. Keep looking. The other way. Keep your hands up. Stay tight.
Yo, check this out, man. Bring that beat back, man. 2, 3, 4 minutes. People stronger than the Beatles. Let's see how it comes to melody.
Well, that's because, right, you know what? Right?
I'm not with your campaign. I'm not with the campaign. I just came here. Yeah.
Try. It is. I am. You know, I don't think so.
Get us in even more trouble.
Esos blancos, sí, escucha. Esos blancos.
So I'm State Representative Kelly Townsend, and I just wanted to give you an update what's happened today, what we've learned based on some feedback that we got from the county recorder, from the President Trump campaign about a few different issues, okay? So last night we were shocked to find out that I was told by a staff member in here that there was no Republican poll observers, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
That was shocking. We went into action and tried to find out what was going on. The Trump campaign volunteer called me today and said it was partially true, partially not true. There was lawyers there that are Republican, and apparently one of them had stepped away to make a phone call or something, so there were brief make sure that doesn't happen again. I want to reassure everyone that that has been corrected. So little sunlight on an issue like that fixes it, right? So I want to encourage everybody that we are not left alone to have only Democrats that are curing the ballots and adjudicating those spoiled ballots. So that's one thing. The second thing is I've learned that a lot of you went to check to see if your ballots had been read and it was showing canceled. I want to make sure you understand that you can't have two live ballots. So if you signed up for early voting and you chose to go to the polls and vote in person, you are now issued a second ballot. Now you have two live ballots. That's a no-no. So they're going to cancel your early ballot, right? So this is going to show.
Except if you're liberal.
It's going to show canceled, right? All right. So anyway, so just know that if it shows canceled, don't panic. And now, if you vote day of and you give it to them and they put it in the machine and the light turns green, that is your indication that it was received. Unfortunately, that will not be on the website to show you that you were counted. That's an issue for me, and what I'm going to be doing in the next 2 years before the next election is make sure that we can find a way that you get some kind of hard copy receipt that your ballot was received if you're voting on the day of election, right? Because that's caused a lot of concern, a lot of uncertainty, and the last thing I want is to have voter confidence diminished so that you feel like your vote doesn't count, and then so you don't vote at all. We want you to vote. We want your vote to count. So that's another thing we need to fix, is that if you're voting on the day of, that you get some kind of hard copy receipt or indication on the website. How much is that going to cost? I'm not sure. That's what we got to look at. Can the state afford whatever it has to happen to make that happen, okay? And then I tried to explain to you guys last night, but I think it was the first thing we tried to do, and everybody was still really mad. I really want to make sure you understand something that's really important in defense of the folks in this building. I've been on 3 tours in there, and they were very excited to show us the new machines that they have in Maricopa County. The new machines are actually made to accept ballots with Sharpie ink on them, and they offset the ones on the back so that if you vote for somebody on the front and it bleeds through, it doesn't overvote on the back and reject your ballot. So that was a really great improvement. We were really excited to see that. We were expecting the Sharpies to not have a problem. And so whether or not Sharpies are causing a problem is for the lawsuit to determine that has been filed, and I'm not going to try and take that on. I'm not an attorney. I'm not an investigator. I'm leaving that to the hands of the courts to deal with that issue of do Sharpies in Maricopa County cause your ballot to be spit out? That's one issue. In other counties, they still have the old system, and yes, Sharpies will invalidate your ballot.
The ballot itself says blue and black ink.
Right. Okay.
Only. Why are they giving Sharpies?
So that brings up my next point.
Why this one?
Right.
Because the question is why this election of all elections? Because the county got money to get new machines. They're new and improved. They're more secure if the ballot is spoiled. They used to have to fill out the entire ballot. If one race was spoiled, they'd have to fill out a whole brand new ballot all the way down, and someone else would re-vote for you. The improved part is they only have to re-vote for the race that was spoiled, and then you have it scanned, and there's a lot of eyes on it. So I was pretty impressed with what they did. What I'm not impressed with and what I want changed is the forceful. You have to use a Sharpie. There's nothing in the law that allows them to have that level of authority to make you use the Sharpie. Like the gentleman said, blue or black ink. That was not coming from the top. Somebody spread that around. I have enough of your examples to know that was widespread mandate. It should not have happened. We need to push back on that issue. No forced use of Sharpies. And you better believe I'm going to make sure that is changed. I know. I believe you guys.
That should not have happened when the ballot says blue or black ink. It says it clear.
That if you're going to hold them accountable for anything, it would especially be you can't make me use that pen. Taking pens out of someone's hand in the voting booth is a sacrilege, right? You should not have done that. Whoever put that policy in needs to be held accountable. That should never be a policy again. Hold their feet to the fire, okay?
Those votes need to be recounted.
I'm hearing several voices at once. I can't process it. guys.
The ballot.
Show of hands. Hold on. Show of hands. Just
Okay, so the question is, what happens to the ballot if it gets spoiled?
No, after it's counted. Are they keeping?
How do we know it's counted?
Okay, so here's the issue. I want you guys to think as Americans, right? It would be really nice. Listen up, guys. Listen up. Wouldn't it be really nice to get a scan of your ballot, see how you voted, and see that that was what was logged in?
Yes.
That would make sense, right? The problem is this. Anything like that can be hacked. And the most sacred part of our elections is the secret ballot. And if you attach your name in any way to your ballot in any kind of system that somebody could hack, you no longer have a secret ballot. I myself was just denied a position because they didn't like my politics in a completely different, unrelated thing. It doesn't feel good. I don't want to have to be discriminated against based on my political beliefs. The secret ballot is super important. As much as we would like to have our ballots scanned and logged and all the rest. So we're working on how to do that. I'm looking at things like blockchain and other ways to do it. If you're interested in participating in that, let me know. And I'm happy to talk to you and find solutions. But right now, the secret ballot requires us is the minute your ballot leaves your hand and goes in, you no longer are attached to it. There's no barcode that's attached to you. And that's what has to happen. So what I want you to do is have some kind of a paper or online acknowledgement that you got that, not just a green light that you visualize, because a lot of people don't know to look for that. Now I'm going to start taking questions, and please don't interrupt me because I can't do several voices at once. This one here.
So what if you put your ballot in the machine and they didn't confirm for you a green light or anything? Does your vote still go through? And why is it not showing up still on the internet that it's
A good question. If you put your ballot in and you didn't see a green light and it's not showing up on the website, how do you know it's been counted? That's why I want a hard copy to go to you, because if you didn't know to look for the green light and it happened and you didn't see it, there's no way for you to know if it went through.
Just so you know, I specifically asked the poll worker that was with me and she didn't answer me on that. I said, how do I know?
She might not. The poll worker didn't answer that question. She may not have known the answer. Hold on.
But I don't want to know for the future. I want to know for this election.
I understand. I wish I could answer what happened to your ballot. I cannot, because this is how we're doing it right now. So we're gonna stop. You know, we started all of this and we didn't. I don't know that we prayed, but I know we didn't do the national anthem. Before we do national anthem, I want to see hands of veterans. Everybody who's a veteran, can you come forward, please? All veterans, come forward. Join me up here, please. Veterans. Hey. All veterans come front and center.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your service. Will you guys lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Go ahead.
Take your hats off.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to say a prayer. Did you say a prayer? We're going to do another one. Bow our heads. Father God, we thank you that you allowed us to live in this great country. What a blessing and what a great time to be alive, Lord. We have such a privilege to be able to cast our votes, to have them count, to believe in our system, to believe in our country, God. We know there are those that are trying to undermine that, and we come against that in your name, Lord. We want peace and integrity and love in this country. This division that we are seeing, we come against that, Lord. We ask that you bring us together as a nation, one nation under God, not the red and the blue nation. God, we need you. We need to restore love for each other. We need to restore integrity for the system. Help us, Lord, to look and see what needs to be changed. Show us, God, need to do to heal this country. God, help us to know that everyone's not going to agree on everything, but what we can agree is that we are all Americans. Father, we place our hearts before you, and we submit to your will, and we ask for you to heal this land, and that your will be done in this election. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Okay, another question.
I voted by provisional ballot like 5 days ago, and I got a receipt that says I'm supposed to be able to check it online. It says my ballot is non-existent.
Give that time. They've got millions of ballots. I'm not sure what the time frame is. It might say on there. I don't know how long that's going to take, but you give it time.
It said 2 days.
2 days? Okay, I'm going to give you guys another website.
I got something for you.
Another email. It's easy to remember. Remember I was telling you yesterday about the Elections Integrity Unit at the Attorney General's office? The initials, EIU, at azag.gov. If you have any concerns where you think that there's an impropriety, that's where you email it, okay?
Can you say that again?
EIU at azag, like Attorney General.gov. And that's for impropriety or concerns or anything you want to report. Questions, I would go to the county recorder. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. That's what you want to do. I was just in an RNC. Some of you might have been at the RNC meeting. David Bossy just came in town last night, right directly from the president's office. And they said that they are going to have a call team that if they want anybody that has a canceled ballot, that what they're going to ask you to do is go to the recorder's office and say, I need to get a new ballot. So do you know anything about that? Because they said everybody should be able to
come in late about the canceled ballot issue. If you had an early ballot, you were signed up on the permanent early voting list. If you're signed up for that and you chose to vote in person, that gives you 2 ballots.
No, they said there's various reasons why you can be canceled.
Okay, so
some of the paper, let me finish a minute. Some of the paper is thin, and if there's a hole, then you're canceled. Okay. The Sharpie is canceled. So that they said everybody should check on their vote, and if it's not working, they should go to the recorder's office.
Okay, so I'm gonna repeat what you said.
Thank you.
And you said exactly where I was going.
Okay.
If you had an early ballot and you voted in person and it says canceled, that is why. If you did not have an early ballot and you voted in person and it says canceled, then there's a problem. And you said if that's the case, you come back to the recorder's office and you request a new ballot. Okay?
And you need to do it right away.
And do it tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Why,
okay, yes, sir.
Why do they have on tape a county election official saying that the Sharpie does bleed through?
Okay. The question is, why does it say that the Sharpie does bleed through not to use it?
It was said by a county election official.
Okay.
It's on tape.
Okay, well, let me answer it and then he's going to clarify it. Okay? There's different counties, obviously, here in Arizona, and different counties do it differently. In some counties, yes, the Sharpie bleeding through is going to spoil your ballot. Here in Maricopa County, that's not supposed to be the case. And then you want to clarify something.
So in regards to that, what he's referring to, guys, is yes. Last night here at this elections office, the woman who said she was, basically the supervisor on duty, her words verbatim when I expressed to her, hey, we were forced to use this Sharpie. She said, well, you were not forced to use a Sharpie. There's no way you could have been forced to use a Sharpie. Well, because if you were to use a Sharpie, it would have voided your ballot, so we don't force that. And so that's what they're doing.
Okay, if that's the video I watched today with Jennifer asking the question, I do need to say the woman wasn't allowed to finish. What she was trying to say was that when you use a Sharpie, it used to bleed through, like I told you earlier, and it would spoil your ballot. But she couldn't finish what she was about to say was that if it does bleed through, it's offset and it shouldn't spoil it because on the other side were the judges. Remember, the judges were on side too? And if it went through, it wouldn't vote for that judge. It would be off on the side somewhere. So it shouldn't spoil your ballot. If it did, if your ballot was spoiled, you need to tell me about that. You need to tell the Attorney General, and then you can join the lawsuit if you want to do that.
Why can't they do?
They would have told you in the moment that your ballot was rejected. and then they would have gone to adjudication.
Why can't they, for transparency's sake, because there's so many questions about this, right? Why not get 5,000 ballots? Do all Sharpies, okay? Just do them and keep it live on TV and show and count how many are accurate and how many aren't. Because that way, if there's one, we know that there's a problem. If there's zero and we have a decent sample, why not?
Well, that sounds like a great idea. Right now, they got to get the whole entire country's waiting for us to get this done. So we'll canvass the results, and then why not do that? But I don't. I think the judge could stop them to do that. The deadline tomorrow for the judge is to tell them what we want to do. I recommend you reach out to the attorney and make that suggestion to have some kind of a quality assurance test ran before we go any further. And that has to happen at the course level.
These are our votes. These are
absolutely it's your vote.
We are the people, so make it transparent.
And what about
Everyone
the
wants
millions
to
of
say,
people that
well,
aren't
it
here?
shouldn't, but that doesn't give us 100% accuracy.
So if you think that should be done, go to the law. I can't think of his name at the moment, but just Google it. What is it? Paladin Law Group, and ask to talk to them and tell them your idea. Okay, who's next? Yes, sir.
I just want to make a brief comment. My son voted yesterday in person in Tempe. The only thing that they offered was Sharpies.
That's what my husband had the Biltmore too. Everybody on election day.
Okay, so he's saying that they only offered Sharpies. That's not any kind of violation. It's kind of a bummer. But
it's a violation of what the ballot says.
Listen. If they're offering Sharpies in Maricopa County, does it say no Sharpies on the ballot?
It says blue and black ink only.
Okay, so he says it says blue and black ink only. A Sharpie's black ink.
No, it's
you don't want to use or whatever. Okay, guys, come on, give me a break. So if it says blue and black ink only, and you bring a blue pen or you bring a black pen, you ought to be able to use it. The problem exists, and no. So providing you with black Sharpies is, like I said, it's a bummer. But the worst one is if they force you to use those and say they're not going to. And that's what I keep pushing. That is not appropriate, and I want to know who put that policy forward and enforced it.
I just want to say one thing on that because I voted in Gilbert, and I went 5 o'clock on election day. There was a pile of ballpoint pens and a pile of Sharpies. I know as I walked in, they specifically would pick it up. No one's ever handed me a pen in election before. Picked it up and said, "This is the pen you go for." I watched them do it first, next, first. Yep. And let me finish. I had to force four people to allow me as a free American to vote with a pen. Right. And 2 hours later, my landlord went to the same location. All the pens were gone. All they had out.
Exactly. So she's saying that they did have ballpoint pens and the Sharpies. The ballpoint pens were removed, and they were forced to use the Sharpies. That's what I'm talking about. That's not right. That shouldn't have happened. It's somebody's policy. I don't know who implemented it, and I'm looking to find out where that came from. Don't let that happen again. That wasn't right. They should not have done that.
We can't let it happen again. This is this important election.
I wish if I had a time machine, I would be there right now to stop it. I don't. So what we have to do is find out where it came from.
If we don't win this
I get it, guys. I get it. So, all right. So what we could do then, this is a good exercise. So what we could do then is take this tomorrow to the attorney and put that in the.
Are you going to do that?
Absolutely. I'm in conversations with them. I'm happy to do that. I encourage you guys to do it as well. It can't just be me. So you guys do it as well. Oh, I have a question over here.
And it's a Sharpie is not a pen.
His question is, why is it only Republicans who are concerned with things being canceled? I don't know the answer to that. Let's ask him. Any Democrats here? Are there any Democrats here that are concerned with their ballots being canceled?
Interesting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Another question over here.
I waited 10 minutes.
She wants to know who is going to be held accountable for all this. And I also want to know, as far as the forcing of the Sharpies, I do want to know, and I'm trying to find out whose idea was it? And why did they implement it We are going to continue to try to find that out. Meantime, tomorrow we are going to submit this idea to say, what recourse do these people have if they were forced to use a Sharpie and they feel like it somehow disenfranchised their ballot? Can we prove it? I don't know. That's for them to deal with in court. Yeah, there's other issues statewide, and each county does it differently. Each county does it differently. Maricopa has new machines. It wasn't supposed to be a problem. So this is what we had to find out through the lawsuit. Anyone else?
And we also want to thank you for coming on here, by the way.
Okay, so they're telling me that's the end of the questions. They're going to do something for you, and I'm going to hand it over.
Round of applause, please. Round of applause. Come on, she came out all the way.
Guys, give her a round of applause, please. Right now, she's the only one on ground that's answering your guys' questions.
Thank you.
So right now, guys, hey, real quick. Guys, you're asking a question that's a valid question. You're asking where's Doug Ducey at? The problem is he's not here. Who is here right now? Who's the only one that's asking these questions that is fighting for you? Who's here right now?
Kelly!
Yes, Senator-elect Kelly Townsend. Make sure you guys know that. Make sure you guys know that for future reference. This woman was boots on ground fighting for you. She does not have to be here. She's not being paid to be here. This is not part of her political agenda. Now what we're going to do right now is we're going to give, of course, a round of applause, please, for Senator-elect. And now what we would like to do, if you guys will allow us, we're going to lead you guys in the national anthem. You guys cool with that?
Take your hats off. Okay, hats off, please. Flags off the ground. You know the drill.
And there you go. Start it.
What so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose bright stars and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? USA! 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 You guys sound amazing. You guys sound amazing. Hey guys, so as we're being here tonight, we're gonna go through phases in and out here. There's only so much we can talk about because there's only one job we want done, which is the votes to be counted, and they're getting counted. The good news is, look, once again, you can only control what you can control. And you know who told me that? The daughter-in-law of Sandra Day O'Connor. I was talking to her earlier. She said, Adele, you can only control what you can control. She also said, wait for this to go to the Supreme Court if it has to, because the Supreme Court will make sure it's right. So what I will tell you guys,
Hey, listen, I trust in our Supreme Court and I trust in our justice system, okay? It was built for a reason. Our Constitution was the most beautiful thing ever put together, okay? But hey, as we go through the night here, we're going to go through cases in and out. But what I need you guys to do is the message doesn't just stop here. The message starts on your phones right now, okay? You are warriors of democracy. You're warriors of freedom. You are warriors of a free election right now. And we need you to stand for that. I need you to get on your phones. I need you to share. I need you to tweet. I need you to peacefully tweet saying we're peacefully standing outside enjoying the night, waiting for the votes to be counted. I need you to let them know what we're doing because the media's narrative is not to tell that we're doing that. We are simply here. We are leading prayer. We are standing as Americans. And you know what? To all the Democrats out there and libertarians, we stand for you. We stand for an honest and fair election. And if he wins outright and fair, God bless America. That's God's plan. But I have a feeling that those votes in there lean towards President Trump because Arizona is going to turn red when those votes are counted. Now, with that being said, as we're going through here, grab some friends, share some content, take some pictures, do some live streams, keep the narrative the same, keep the language clean, because that's what we need to do to move forward. We're going to make an example. The most beautiful thing I ever heard was be the change you wish to see in the world. You guys ever hear that? I think, yeah, Gandhi. We all know that. Be the change you wish to see in the world. And I think that, go ahead.
Really help. I don't know how many of you are furious with Fox News. I am furious with Fox News. They have an 800 number you can call and tell them they need to take Arizona out of the count for Biden. And the number, it's right on, you can find it on their website.
Can't get through.
888-369-4762. And call and email them. If you can't email them on the phone, let them know they need to stop that.
Okay, so go ahead and email them if you guys can't get through, but let them know. Let me tell you guys something. Let's make this clear about that, okay? The media is owned by only a few families. It's pretty simple who owns the media. They're not like Fox is separate from CNN, is owned from Warner Brothers. They're all under the same, okay? They all fall under line. So when I saw Fox News call it, there's no surprise to me, okay? Journalism all the way around is not being done the correct way. It's all about drama and clickbait. Okay, so we have to understand that. We can sit here and yell at Fox News all we want, but guys, are you surprised? Even the president has said it himself. He puts Fox News out there. We just need to demand fair journalism. Okay, but look, you get fair journalism when you give them clean journalism. So when we stand here and we be the change we wish to see, and we say we love America, we love our Democrat brothers and sisters, we love this democracy, we love the libertarian brothers and sisters, we love those people that don't have a party. But you know what? We love God enough to stand here to make sure that we respect the biggest and best empire ever built in this nation and protected by God. Because one nation under God is how we will stand. So, and I think a lot of you guys will look at, there's a few examples. You bring up BLM for example. You know, I think all of us can stand here and say we believe Black lives do matter. I think we all believe Black lives matter. We believe white lives matter. We believe Asian lives matter. Muslim lives matter. Christian lives matter. Jewish lives matter. It doesn't matter. All lives matter, right? But the thing is, we need to be the change you wish to see in the world. You can't preach something and do the opposite. So where we need to stand is we're going to stand here peacefully. We're not going to be enticed by anybody driving by with their music blasting, trying to provoke anything. We're not going to listen to the media's narrative saying, hey, are you guys going to fight? You're going to be, no, I'm just going to wait for this to be counted, and we want them to count it, and I love America, and we're going to protect this democracy. That's right. And guys, I know, trust me, it's a more boring way, because it's hoorah, hooray to get in there and be like, we're going to fight. But trust me, this is eating them up inside. By the time you know it, they will be driving off because they don't have a story for you. But why we're here is to put pressure on those people. I'm not worried about the media. President Trump's got enough media. I'm here to let them know we're outside and we want you to do this right. And guess what? Just within the day, President Trump seems now inside, is being reported over here. We're inside. We're making sure it's correct. So you know what? We're just out here enjoying it. We're here to celebrate. And whichever which way, we're here to respect it. We're going down that route. And so we need to respect our democracy. We need to respect our state. And you know what? We can ask questions about where Governor Ducey's at all day. But guys, it's that conversation that you have with that friend and you wait for them to say a certain answer. And you're like, come on, friend, say that answer. And they don't give you that answer. You got the answer. Okay? The answer's in front of you. We've seen enough. In 2022, you're going to have a chance to vote for governor at that point again. It's your power at that point. But what's in our control tonight is to get on our social media, is to share the word, is to call our friends, family, brothers, and sisters, get them all down here, and to make sure we stand for President Trump, because I have never seen somebody work as hard as President Trump has worked for the country that we live in.
So guys, just to reiterate, if you're just joining us, or if you've been here all day, or if you were with me over at City Hall, or if you were over at the GOP office, just to reiterate, we must keep this a safe environment, and we must keep this a peaceful environment. We know that it was peaceful last night, and the narrative put out there, by the media was that, we were forcing ourselves in the building, and that we were a riot and we were causing civil unrest. But what we need to do tonight is say that, or we need to stay as far away from those steps as possible, because as soon as you go up to those steps, they may, more than likely, they're going to say that you were trying to force your way into the building. All right, so we don't want anything like that. Right now I'm just one person, but I'm speaking for all of us tonight. And every meeting I'm speaking for every one of you to say that we will not be entering that building tonight. All right, we will not be forcing our way into that building at all, tonight, tomorrow, whatever, throughout the week and weekend. We will not be doing that. We're staying as far away from that building, as we can, but we still need and we still have the right to know these answers that we demand and that we deserve. However, like I said, with that being said, we're going to keep this a fun and a friendly and a safe and a peaceful environment. This is a peaceful assembly. I don't even like saying that this is a peaceful protest, because that word has been dragged through the dirt all day long. All year long, you have all of these negative protests and riots that are going on, and they say that those are peaceful protests. I personally am saying that I am peacefully assembling. That's what we're doing. We have the right to assembly under the Constitution, but we ask that you guys just do it over here and away from their stairs so the narrative does not get twisted. Our narrative is this, that we just want the answers, just like my brother right here was saying. All we want is the answer. We want to know when those votes are counted. That's all. We're not going to attack anybody. We're not going to hurt anything or any buildings. That is a no-go. And if that is your plan, we don't need you here. That's not the narrative. Our narrative is to simply have a fun and a friendly and a safe environment, and we are going to peacefully assemble, get out there and mingle, as he was saying, get out there and mingle, share. Get out there, share this everywhere that you can, every, Facebook post, Instagram Live, Snapchat, whatever you've got, get it known, so that way these people need to know. There might be people that aren't technically savvy. If you live in a retirement community and your neighbors are maybe getting a whiff of this and they're not on the smartphone game, get them involved. Let them know, hey, you may or may not be being cheated, but they all have the right to know, and every voice matters. Every vote counts, and it should be counted. But we need to ensure that we are a safe and that we are a peaceful group of people. So let's just keep it peaceful tonight.
Hey guys, yeah, I'll answer that. One question that was asked is tomorrow morning, Charlie Kirk and the Students for Trump are putting out an event here at 10 a.m. I suggest getting here early. It's going to be busy. Tell your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your families. We're here to stand for democracy, guys. We're here for a fair and honest election. So they're going to be here tomorrow to push that. It's going to be exciting. But let me tell you guys something. I love when we get powerful people coming in. But the powerful people are in front of me right now. Okay? I'm staring at the powerful people. It's not... Governor Ducey could walk down here right now, and that doesn't change my thoughts on anything, because I care about we the people of the United States of America. Okay, so that's where we start. That's why I'm asking you to call your brothers, your sisters, your friends, and your family, and get them out here, because this is the change. We will create the change. And you know what? We forced pressure on there, and we've created change already in there. And now things are being protected, and things are being watched. And we're going to get our answer. And guess what? God's plan is going to give us the answer that we want to hear. As simple as that. I will tell you guys something I want to shift over into. I was affected. When you talk about what's happened in this election, I think why we all stand here is you look at everything that's touched or had any sort of effect on this election. You talk about big tech, right? Everybody familiar with Facebook? Instagram? I don't know if you don't know, but those are the things you can't talk about anything conservative, because then they kick you out. Are we correct? You guys? Everybody raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. There we we go. So I was shadow banned on there 2 months ago after we led child sex trafficking rallies. They took us off. A lot of people didn't see my posts. My share went down. I built a new social media platform. I've been working 4 years at it. It's called Pivot. It will come. We will get there. But let me tell you why it didn't happen. It hasn't happened because when we go to get the money we need, people say you can't compete with Facebook. One of the richest guys in Arizona told me that. I've had VCs in Silicon Valley. I love your idea, but you can't compete with Facebook. That is not America. America wasn't built on monopolies. Now the issue is people say, well, they're free, they're a private company. They can do what they want. They can monitor their speech if they want to. You're right in the sense that Zuckerberg can choose what he wants. But the issue becomes when the antitrust kicks in and you don't like companies. I'm not saying I have the answer. I like to believe so. But when we create something and we want to compete, and you're going to come crap on us and say, oh, we're going to sue you for $30 million because you stole this and that. Can you afford to fight it? And you can't? Say bye-bye to your startup. Thank you for your technology. Have a good day. Now, that platform that allows people to speak on has been shut down. That is what we call communism. Okay? That is a communist act. You can tell me you can act how you want as a company, but then you have to respect the policies of America, which is to allow competition. If you're scared of competition, that means you're doing something. I'm not scared of competition. I'll take it on all day. But this is where we're at right now, guys. So I'm excited. Now, let me tell you something. I find it kind of funny that not only did I get shadow banned, they don't allow me to post stuff about my social platform on there. They're familiar. But the funny thing is, Mark Zuckerberg also gave $400 million to a nonprofit for election workers and to rent poll places. Okay? Do you guys understand what that means? Mark Zuckerberg in a $50 billion industry, $50 billion a year, $50 billion a year, that at least they do. If you were to be told, hey, this president, if he gets reelected, they're going to repeal 230, they're going to come crack on you, antitrust is going to be right up your alley, you're going to have more competition. I'm sorry, guys, but if you had a $50 billion company, don't you protect that? You do anything you can to protect $50 billion, because once you get up there, that green looks really, really nice, okay? And that's very, very powerful. So when people talk about them being a private company, that's fine. Facebook can exist. But what we need is a fair and equal democracy. We need a fair and equal competitive market. And that's where we're headed. And that's what's frustrating with this. So we saw big tech get involved where they're shunning us. Then we look at big media. A lot of you said, shame on Fox News, this and that. Guys, honestly, you're wasting your breath. Media is all ran by the same amount of people. Okay? Are you surprised the narrative's the same? All they've done on Fox News is give you 3 people you like, and the rest of the show's biased the other way. So congrats, you've been fooled by them. Congrats, pat on the butt.
Watch Newsmax.
There's a lot of Newsmax, there's a lot of different ones. But at the end of the day, is we want fair and honest reporting. Okay? Exactly. So big media has done a great job in pursuing this. And then you talk about what's happening in the polls. There's a lot of things coming out, which Wisconsin's trying to clarify. There's been more votes than voters registered in certain places. We want answers to that. We're not a conspiracy theorist. We simply want answers to why this is coming to fruition. I'm not an idiot. Don't play me to be an idiot. And if you give me a fair and honest answer and you say this was done right, and you say Joe Biden was the winner, I say God bless. Hopefully this next 4 years can be great. And in 2024, we're back. But something inside of me says something is very off. And we're going to continue to fight, which is why we stand here for President Trump tonight. But beyond that, we stand here for our children. We stand here to protect this land. Go ahead and clap it up. Listen, your children one day, your children and where we're at in society is going to ask you this. Because this movement that we have on the left of social democracy. Let me explain to you guys social democracy. I'm going to take you guys a little bit more of your taxes. We're going to give you a little bit of what we think you need. And we're going to go down that route to make sure you're comfortable. But your innovation, your creation, your hard work, your want to build, the reason why everybody wants to come to this country, hasta luego. Okay? Control. I don't know if you see this. Let me put this in simple terms for you guys. Who's ever heard of Russian oligarchs? Okay? There's Russian oligarchs, right? Those are the big billionaires that sit with Putin, and then there's just everybody else in Russia. Well, guess what? You're looking at the Bill Gates, the Mark Zuckerbergs, and you're looking at the Mike Bloombergs, okay? Those are the oligarchs of America if you keep watching this happen. And that's what's going to continue to happen. And it's funny because the left claims we're against billionaires. But why do the biggest billionaires support the left?
That's right. Exactly.
If they really want to give it away, 99%, they want to give away 99% of your wealth, Bill Gates, well, give it away today. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for till you die? Bill Gates, give away your wealth. What are you waiting on, People are starving and dying right now, Bill Gates. If you really cared about society, give it away right this second. We're waiting on you. Because there's a lot of homeless people here in Arizona. There's a lot of homeless people in San Francisco, where your company has an office out of. Mark Zuckerberg, where you bought your whole neighborhood and have all this land around. Why aren't you helping those people, Mark? That's how we know something is off. So guys, as we stand here tonight, we're not standing here just to get these votes counted. We're standing to protect the democracy. We're standing to protect the greatest nation ever built. And our kids, come on, put it together. We can clap, we can enjoy it. We can enjoy it. Just got to clap and have fun. I know I'm getting passionate. I'll slow down a little bit, but the legal votes is what we're here for. But what I want to go down is, guys, we at the social democracy part, and I really want to talk about this because I think it's something we overlook, okay? It's something that we don't rationalize. A lot of us see the viewpoints on the right and why we believe President Trump should be in office. But let me tell you, when we go down that route and our kids grow up and they don't have control over their education and they're being told where they need to go and how they need to go, and we're only told, hey, these are probably the jobs you can have. And here's the health care you can get, even though you work harder than that other person over there. Hey, you know, when they start controlling that, they've now controlled you. And when they control the education system, they control your brain. And they control your brain, good luck, you're now robots. You're all asking about when robots are coming, it's already here. You're being trained. You're being manipulated. The AI, the algorithm on Facebook, if I wanted to train you, do you like chocolate? Chocolate or vanilla? Chocolate? Okay, I bet you anything, give me 3 days with the AI algorithm on Facebook, and you're going to love vanilla. I promise you, not even a question. That's how powerful social media is. That's how powerful tech is. And we have to understand that if we continue down this route, it's not that we don't want a second party. It's not that we don't want a third party, a fifth party. It's that we're not going to go from the top, the peak where they teach you in school, capitalism. We're not going to go back. We're going to keep this a capitalist country where you come here, you work, and you can make anything you want to of yourself. Come on, put it together, guys. Come on. And at this point that we stand, it's at this point where we take a stance, where I'm telling you, our kids will look at this, and their lives will be forever changed in 2020. And even 2024, I will put it there. I always believe 2024 will be the most powerful president we ever elect, but don't get me started on that. I will say that. I'll tell you why. In 2024, whoever we have take over at that point is going to be the crucial thing of either continue what President Trump's been able to do, or we're going to regress. And so when I look at it, guys, we're at a point where our kids one day will say, Mom, Dad, Uncle, Aunt, Grandma, did you stand up for our society? Did you protect my opportunity? You know what's funny? I have these buddies. They both played in the NFL. They were both on my football team. They made me look good. One was a wide receiver. One was a running back. Played for the Steelers and the Buccaneers. And he said to me, he said, Adele, we lived in South Phoenix. And he's like, you know what was awesome? Is we were able to go to Mountain Point, Ahwatukee. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ahwatukee. That's where I went to high school there. They call it all white Tukey. That's what it's named as. But these guys from South Phoenix comes over, right? They did their thing. They worked hard. They got their education. They went on to play in the NFL. And they said, Adele, we got out. I said, how'd you make that happen? They said, well, we made a choice that our other friends didn't make, and we got out of South Phoenix. And with President Trump telling you, you have a school choice. Yes. My friends that I watched grow.
7 o'clock votes came in. Everybody know that?
Go ahead.
Got 56%. Trump got 56%.
Woo!
57.5% to overtake him. That's just the 7 o'clock drop. There's supposed to be another one at 9 o'clock. But that's good. So it's not bad news. It's good news. He's still in the hunt. Nothing is over at all. That was a positive thing, and we just have to wait now for more ballots to drop in a couple more hours. So that was good.
How much did it go down? How much did it go down?
Sure, yeah.
Pretty accurate, though. They got some inside stuff. They were saying stuff before it was even posted last
Excuse me.
night. Okay.
Sorry. Pardon me.
Were you here last night?
Pardon me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Thank you. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Hey. Boy.
Because I don't want my life to be different. Everybody else's life to be different. This is my yeah. I have seen not necessarily here. Last night, but I guess last night they decided it wasn't for them. I told the one here on our side, about 5 of them. I have seen them. In May, we had protests in Scottsdale, more so riots. They tore apart Fashion Square. I was actually there seeing them. So yes, I saw some protesting. I feel either way it goes, it is going to be chaotic because we're almost split 50-50 as a nation. There's a lot more of this to come. And I feel like before it gets better, it's going to get worse. And that's regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'm around if you have questions or you need me to look up something or whatever. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. There's more than enough information.
Me personally, I was born in a time where this wasn't prevalent. We always had our value system pro-gun, very obviously right-wing. That's what this is. Now we're receiving a lot of transplants from places like California, Washington, and Oregon, and as well as Colorado. And I feel like they are fleeing their state that is falling apart, and they're coming here to implement the same policies. And I don't understand how that makes any sense because you would get the same effect. And I've lived here my entire life for 20 years, and I have not seen anything like this, especially from this. I said I'm from Mesa. No, that is a genuine thought. We are more divided right now as a nation than we were during the Civil War. It is a very possible threat, and it's kind of weird to see this kind of stuff you read about in history books in far off countries in the Middle East and South America, and now it's happening here. Awesome, I appreciate it. Thank you. So the BBC? 2 years ago, Shelby and I, and about 5 other people that were angry. Nobody listened to us. I appreciate your time. All the police, because they had us removed from the building. They had us removed from the building, right? And that was it. When the evening was done and over, we had Cinema as our senator. It varies person to person. Some people use other social media. I'm not a social media guru. I communicate the way we have to. You can make another thing. Because when you give up, that's 2 years later. Do you have any idea who works in this building behind you? Not only you, but the feedback of left-wing they will remove you. That is not a democracy. You should be allowed to ask about the election process.
each other together out here. We cannot take things. You know, we're joking, we're fun, and we're harmless. We are harmless. They don't think so. Okay? They think if you support the Second Amendment, you are a threat. They think you're loud and you're not taking anymore than you're a threat. That's what they reported. When we were on our team, they reported a hostile rowdy crowd. Okay? So, messaging on point. They will clear out that room and clear a safety issue, right? A security issue. They got word. We're not going to let it happen, guys. We're being very, we're here to fight. And I'm so proud of every one of you for being out here. We put the code out here. Where'd you go?
I'm 100% Irish. My wife is we knew each other. It's a long story. We're both immigrants. My mother-in-law long story. Yeah, I don't know. I just. Yeah, it used to blow my mind. I mean, it's China, it's far. Here's it's far. It's, I don't know. I was there a few years ago. Non-whites. Rather refreshing. Oh, yeah. I would have, the last time I was at an I